times where the apostles are going to have an experience with Jesus, time with Jesus that's close, up close and personal and intimate. They're going to be the recipients of teaching that the others don't receive. In particular, there's also going to be the three, Peter, James, and John, who we're going to see them spending even more significant time with Jesus. They're the ones who go on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus. They're the ones who go with Jesus to raise Jairus' daughter from the dead. They're the ones who are asked to pray for him the night of his arrest in Gethsemane. So we're going to see that they're going to have this time of peace, communion, close, intimate teaching and fellowship. But their time of being with Jesus, we should be careful to see, their time of being with Jesus is not just that. And neither is it for us either. The apostles' being with Jesus is going to include, from this point on, every single trial that Jesus will endure up until his arrest. They will be with Jesus when Jesus has nowhere to lay his head. They will be with Jesus when he has nothing to eat. And like we saw from the previous stories, all they have to eat on the Sabbath day is just some heads of grain that they pick with their hands. They will be with Jesus when the Pharisees spew venomous hate toward him. They will be with Jesus when the Pharisees pick up rocks to stone him. They will be with Jesus when the crowds begin screaming to crucify him. They will be not at his side, but they will be sharing all these trials and tribulations up until the point that he separates himself to endure the arrest and the crucifixion alone. So their being with Jesus is going to include a tremendous number of trials and sufferings and hardships. So being with Jesus is both the peaceful, idyllic communion with Jesus and the hardships of suffering with him. As he's going to say in chapter 8, verse 34, if you're going to follow me, you're going to do it with a cross on your back. Because you are going to die to yourself and you're going to pick up your cross and you're going to follow me. So the same is true for us. When we say, I want to be with Jesus, I want to be with him in this communing sort of way, we must also understand that being with Jesus involves suffering with him. It involves the hardships and the trials, which are necessary. Because without the hardships and the trials, there would be no way for us to know that being with Jesus means being with a powerful, trustworthy one who will bring us through. There's no way to know that Jesus is trustworthy aside from being with him through the trials. There's no way to know that. There's no way to know unless you're on the boat with Jesus in the storm. There's no way to know that he is powerful, that he is faithful, that he is trustworthy, that those trials will pass and he will bring you through. It's like if you were to buy, say if you were to go down to the car lot tomorrow and you were to buy the biggest, baddest off-road vehicle they sell. 450 horsepower, four-wheel independent suspension, locking differentials, big old mud tires. And you drive off the lot with that off-road vehicle and you never take it off the pavement. And somebody comes and says, wow, this thing looks pretty awesome. What does this thing do in the mud? I don't know. I don't know if it goes through a mud puddle or not because I've never taken it there. That's like the disciple who wants to be with Jesus but doesn't want the trials with Jesus, doesn't want to be on the boat in the storm with Jesus. It's only the trials that show you how powerful he is, how trustworthy he is, how faithful he is.